Hey, and welcome back to Bane's Bites. I'm Bane. Today we're going to be making something that I hold near and dear to my heart, my favorite thing in the whole wide world, and it may not look like it yet, but today we're making pizza. We're going to get a couple things covered. We're going to start with the sauce. I already made the pizza dough, and it's doing its last proof there in the oven. But we're going to whip up the sauce and get ready, and then we'll fire up the pizza oven and we'll talk our way through it. So we're just using a can of regular crushed tomatoes. Nothing fancy, no pre-made pizza sauce. So we're going to throw this into a container. We're going to take 2 cloves of garlic and throw them in this little roller. And if you don't have one of these, jump on Amazon and find you one because they're extremely helpful. We'll crush them in here and roll them up. Throw them in our garlic press. There's 1 and 2. Clean up a little bit and then we'll blitz it with the stick mixer. So along with the crushed tomatoes, I've got 2 heads of garlic. We'll put a little bit of salt in there and some fresh cracked black pepper. And that's it. That's all we're using for our sauce today. That's all we're going to do for our sauce. We're going to keep it nice and simple. These are already fire roasted tomatoes, so we're all set. Again, we'll get cleaned up a little bit. We'll go fire up the pizza oven. So as we mentioned before, over our little hiatus, we did get a couple new toys, and one of them is the Ooni Koda. It's a propane-fired pizza oven. Takes a little while to preheat, about 15 or 20 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and get it fired up. But this thing will hit about 950 degrees, so it'll cook our pizza in no time flat. So we'll go ahead, we got the propane hooked up. We're going to go ahead and ignite it. We've got it set on high and we're going to let this thing get up to temperature. It'll take about 15, maybe 20 minutes. So if you don't have an Ooni pizza oven or some sort of brick wood-fired oven at home, it's okay. You can still do this at home. If you have a pizza stone, that's preferable, or a pizza steel. Even if you just have to do it on a cookie sheet, it will still work. But if you're doing it at home, what you want to do is preheat your oven to 500 degrees, or as hot as you can get it. Get your pizza stone or your pizza steel in there, pretty up high towards the top, and let it sit in there and preheat for a good at least 30 minutes. You really want that stone or that steel to absorb as much heat as it can. So if you don't have a pizza oven, I'd recommend it. If you love pizza half as much as I do, it's a great toy to have. So it's been about 20 minutes. The pizza oven's good and hot. We're going to check the temperature with the infrared. We'll go build the pizzas. Sorry we lost the light. It's winter. It gets dark a little earlier down here in Texas. But make sure we're all set. Reading 950 there in the back, almost 1,000 right here in the middle, right about 850. So let's go make our pizza and we'll get them fired. So the last step of prep before we actually make the pizzas is we've got some fresh mozzarella. We've got some pecorino romano. We're just going to grate it up because a little bit of that adds some salt and finishes the pizza up really well. That should do it, just a little bit. So earlier today I made up some fresh pizza dough. It's been proving here in the oven. So we'll pull it out. It looks great. I've got some bread flour. I'm going to use this as my work surface. Put a little bit of that down. Rub my hands just a little bit. Make sure nothing sticks. Grab one of our pizza dough balls. I'm going to lay it out right here. We're just going to dust the top. Make sure we've got some flour down. You can see all the air bubbles in here. So what we're going to do is work our way out from the inside, kind of keeping a little bit on the outside for a crust. We'll kind of pull and twist, and there's a ton of different ways you can do this. But you can see I'm kind of keeping a little bit on the edge for a good crust, keep the air bubbles in there. Flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Pull and stretch. So if you guys do want a pizza dough recipe, we're working on perfecting it, but we can post that and do a video about it. You guys let us know in the comments. So I've got it here, and I'm just going to kind of let gravity do the work as I pull it around and stretch it. The uni's only 12 inches. So we'll work the edge just a little bit. That looks about right. We'll grab our peel, throw a little bit of our flour down and dust it just so we make sure it doesn't stick. Not too much because it will burn in that oven. But we'll dust it up real good. We'll slide our pizza dough over onto it, shape it, make sure it kind of looks pizza-ish. I'd call that pretty pizza-ish. Clear out some space and we'll go ahead and build the pizza. So the first thing you want on our pizza is a little bit of our sauce. Super simple to make. Not too much, just enough to kind of get up to the edge. Work it around. Maybe just a little bit more. So we've got our sauce on. Next we'll grab some of our pepperoni. Do a couple slices of pepperoni. Got fresh mozzarella we're just gonna break up and chunk on. Got our mozzarella down. A little bit of that Romano. Make sure there's no cheese on the board so we don't stick there. I'll wash my hands and we'll go fire it in the oven. So I put my pizza on a bamboo peel because it kind of helps it launch and not stick so bad. And then I use my metal peel to pull it out and twist it and turn it because I've got to rotate this pizza as I cook it. So oven's hot, pizza's ready. I'm hungry. Let's try it out. Now with the uni, you really got to keep a close eye on it because like I said, it's really hot and it cooks really quick. You can see it's already bubbling up in there. And that's all right. It just means our dough's got a good yeast rise. All right, let's check it. Pull it out. You can see it's starting to char there, and I like the char. Turn it 90 degrees, get it back in. Pizza is hot and fresh. It looks amazing. Slice into it. Now something I love is a little bit of spice, and even with pizza, there's a good way to bring that in. A little bit of Mike's Hot Honey, do a little drizzle over the top, and now it's time to dig in. Hot, fresh pizza, let's see how we did. That's a winner. Again, you can do this at home. You don't need a pizza oven. But it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy doing it. So if you like what we're doing, like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, y'all have a great night. That's pretty good.